Welcome to the Sanctum, everybody. This is AL. Today we're going to do the Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards by Michael John Free and Flavia K. Peters, and they are illustrated by Richard Crooks. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I got this deck. And by the way, this deck is actually a Llewellyn deck. Sturdy box. The book is actually slightly smaller than the box itself. It's a little bit, it's a thin book, but very to the point. Pictures are black and white in the deck. There is a nice little poem, and then they talk about witch's wisdom, foresight, and chalice revealed, or the revealing of the card in question, which is actually kind of nice. And there's an introduction, how to use sample spreads. There's a pentagram spread, 1-3 card spread, things like this. And then I want to show you some of the cards here, which are really beautiful. You have the magic circle, spirit, you have the broomstick, you have a hex, you have the moon, which means cycles, a familiar. For me, it would be my pet puppy, Shango, which some of you have seen in different videos. Candles, magic. Beltane, which is all about fertility. A ritual, which is invocations. A pentacle. Moonsaw. Fire, one of the elements. High priest or high priestess. And the homeland. A wand, dealing with the ancestors. You have the herbal kitchen for the alchemy. Mabon, which is all about balance. The Book of Shadows. Your scrying mirror. The Watchtower of the East, which is about springtime. You have air. You have the Lord God, which is masculinity. You have the tarot decks, tarot card, which is all about guidance. You have the Lady Goddess, which is all about the divine feminine. Lithia, which is all about the intensification. It's a part of our celebrations. Hand fasting, a year and a day. The cloak, concealment. Samhain, death, change. It's also the Celtic New Year. Imbolc, it's a time of awakening, coming of spring. The chalice. So as you see, the cards are quite bright. They're bold, which I like. As you probably know, most of my decks are pretty bold. The only few that are not is the Work Your Light deck. Romance Angels is kind of not as bold. Now this deck is a little bit more flimsy, but that's fairly true of Llewellyn's stock. Yeah, but it's sturdy, which is kind of unusual. It's very sturdy to work with, but they are super flexible. So it's still a little unwieldy because they're bigger than normal too, but you can shuffle them fairly well. Riffle shuffle anyway. They have silver gilded, which I like. I'm a silver girl. Purple and silver. Yay! Two of my favorite colors. So I was kind of blessed with the two decks, by the way. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a reading here. Just like I normally do. with this deck. And what we're going to do for this deck is really simple. We're going to talk about what energy do I need to manifest for the coming period of time. And I'm just looking at it in terms of sometimes the energy we manifest now is not the energy we need to manifest. Ooh. So we're going to look at what kind of energy do we need to do to get where we need to be. So we're going to look at some energy manifestation time. You gotta be cool, relax, dig in. Sorry, I'm having a queen moment lately. Broomstick. Watchtower of the South of Summer. The Atham. The Athame Boundaries. And the Book of Shadows. And for our outbounders, Homecoming, the Hearth. So, what we're looking for is what we're going to need to accomplish for ourselves, what kind of energy we're building. So, one of the things we're looking at is clearing. We want to clear out the old energy, the negatives, the negativity. We want to basically, almost like a spring cleaning. Yeah, I know it's winter and we haven't reached spring yet in some areas of the country, depending on what time of year it is. Also, if you're in the southern continent, southern half of our world, it may be winter for you going to spring, or it may be summer going into winter. So for you, you're getting ready to summer clean, basically, to prep for winter time. Especially, I know, depending on what parts of the countries you are in, you may have had a really bad year with fires. So prepping for winter time means getting ready for some severe cold. So a lot of it for most people is that it is time to clean. Time to clean out your heart and soul. Time to clean your house. Time to prep for a new you. This is one of those inside out kind of deals. First, you clean out your inside. Take a look at what you are eating. Look at what you're doing. Look at who your friends are. How many do you really want? How many of those friends are actually worth keeping? Are there for you when you really need them? How many are there that you've just kept forever because they're your friends, and even though that you've just known them forever, but they've not really been there for you? It might be time just to cut the cord. And then we come to the Watchtower of the South, which is summer. Summer is representative of things that are blooming, things that are truly there for you. For me, it's always been a period of high allergy season. But it's also a time, honestly, it can be a time of romance, a time of positive energy for seeing the fruits of your labor. Hard work is paid off. So you're attracting an energy of abundance is what the summertime is. Because it's all about abundance. It's all about energy. It's all about keeping that flow going. So what we're trying to do is to clear out the old energy, to bring in new energy, to bring yourself to a place of abundance. Now, the Book of Shadows is all about secrets. Now, one of the things about the Book of Secrets, and that's what I usually call mine, is the Book of Secrets. I don't call it the Book of Shadows because, unfortunately for me, or fortunate, depends on how you want to look at it, my book, my grimoire, is basically what it is fairly secret. There's some things I share, some things I don't. So my lovely grimoire, it gets used, and sometimes I put stuff up for it, but the secrets are things that you need to look at. Who do you trust as a friend? Be a trustworthy friend. Document your ideas down. Trust in your ideas. make sure that you have laid down your ideas, especially if you're working on something. Dated it, put it down, so nobody claims it as theirs. Because it's sad. It happens. I had somebody at work who tried to do that. Luckily, I had kept all my documentation and my original dates of the iteration and was able to show it. And I actually had, since I had actually shown the material to particular supervisors, those supervisors stood up for me because they had copies of it as well. And that made a big difference because I ended up getting proper credit because this item that was being used had been basically claimed by somebody else completely. And I was like, oh, hell no, that's mine. Credit where credit is due, people. Come on. Now, the thing which is all about boundaries. Have you had people who've crossed your boundaries? Have you opened your boundaries or kept your boundaries too close to you, where you're not being open enough to grow? Maybe you're being diverted. Are you being diverted from what you truly want to do, what you want to be? It's something that when we are looking at abundance, occasionally we go off stride. For me particularly, it's something that can happen kind of often. One, because I do have ADD. It's something I've been learning to control better. So I have learned to refocus myself in a lot of ways, but also the fact too that sometimes your interest wanes in one thing and it comes up in the other. So you want to make sure that you're being focused, and so you can see that there's a progression here. Clearing, making sure you document yourself, document the things you're doing to get better, that you're making these changes, getting abundant. And as you're following your path, make sure that you don't get diverted due to simple, stupid things. Occasionally it's okay to have a side path trip, but make sure you come back to your main trip. And what does this mean in the long run? It's talking about homecoming. It's coming home to your real true self. It's talking about your hearth. The hearth is the heart of the home. If you ask most people where everybody, basically gathers, they're talking about, they'll talk about the kitchen, or like the big family room, which is like next to the kitchen, where everybody basically, that thing. I mean, it's where the phrase where home is where the heart is. It is basically where that is. It's calling you to return to the center of what is really important, where your loyalties lie. So it's in time to enjoy some comfort. Focus on your home life, your family gathering. Take some time to rest and heal. Reevaluate yourself. Enjoy some home cooking. Enjoy your friends and family. You may not be having enough time with them because you've been a little bit too out there trying to get stuff done, that you've kind of left everybody else behind for a bit while you're trying to get all of this stuff taken care of. So in the end, this stuff is going to lead back home, and your home time will be better because you've done all this. You'll enjoy being home. You'll enjoy being with your family and friends more. It'll be more of a nurturing time than it has ever been before. So that's how you want to get to. So this is basically how this deck works. I actually like this deck. It's not going to be for everybody. It is definitely geared for pagans. So I'm going to be totally honest on that. I like it. I enjoy it. It's one that I will probably use more often in certain circumstances, clarification factors. There are certain cards that I probably will group together for using on different polls. It is definitely a 5.5 out of 7 chakras. So if you're more pagan oriented, more witchy, as a friend of mine put it, You're gonna love these. You're gonna love this deck. No doubt about it. If you are less witchy, it's probably not going to be up your alley as much. But I will tell you, it is fun to work with this deck. The color, the flavoring of the cards, it's truly fun to play with. So I can definitely tell you that. So without a doubt, give them a try if you ever see them. If you don't, if you don't get a chance, and you do pick them up, you probably won't regret it. And if you do decide that you, after a while, don't like them as much, I know that there's a lot of, on Facebook, as well as a lot of places on Twitter and Etsy and all that, there are places to trade decks, sell decks, etc. So, and I wanted to mention that because that is one of the things that I've recently found out, and I was like, cool, maybe I could pick up some of those nice out-of-print decks that I've been wanting for a while. Hey. So until next time, Bendithian, I hope you have yourself a beautiful week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Until next time.